Hey guys, here we are in round 4. Vasyl Lomachenko has dominated the first 3 rounds. He's shown that even when his opponent makes adjustments against his tactics, he's able to readjust to continue to set up the punches that he wants to set up. Doing this with his very efficient, even though it looks like a waste of energy, his very efficient, active guard. Not just standing in front of his opponent. I don't know if I talked about this a lot, but a lot of times when you have two, I don't want to say counter punchers, but opportunists, like I'll say like American style boxing, waiting for the shots to come to them. You have people who stand in front of each other a lot, and then they just throw punches rather than like looking for the shots there and setting them up. They wait for the shots to come to them. And I'll talk a lot about that as I do more videos about American fighters. But anyway, Vasyl Lomachenko, he's always setting something up. He's always doing something. He's always active. And it makes it really hard for his opponent to know what's going to be up, because every time he changes guards, he gives them a different look. He changes levels. Something new is open, and something that might have been open before, it might be closed now. So it's just really smart from Lomachenko. Anyway, I don't have a lot of notes over this round, so we'll go back and forth and talk about some stuff that happens, and I'll just talk about what's going on. But this should be a pretty quick video. Oh, let me get that sound off. Oh no, my video. All right. Look at how he has the rhythm on this dip right here. He dips, waits, because he knows, remember, Walters has been trying to counter it, and then throws punches off of it. Dip, and then throws punches. It's not like a dip and punch at the same time, which obviously he's shown his level of athleticism. He can do anything that you could imagine in there. Just trying to bait Walters into throwing punches off that. Here he is. It kind of looks like he's waiting for Walter's jab. Look at that. That's just beautiful boxing. I think that jab, you might even be able to call that as a punch, even though he gets his arm in it. And as he parries it, look at how he brings his arm up, just in case the straight right hand comes after, he can get his glove on top of it and stifle the damage. Just really smart boxing. Like if you had two fighters, that stood in front of each other, or two people, right? And I said, every 3 seconds, I'm going to throw a jab at your face, right? Whether you believe me or not doesn't matter, right? Or it does matter depending on how you react to it. But let's say for the first, 18 seconds, the first six opportunities, I throw 6 jabs straight, and you move out of the way all of them, and then 9 seconds goes by and I don't throw anything, and then you don't believe me, and then on the next rotation of 3 seconds, I throw a jab and you don't move, and I hit you in the face. That's your, obviously in real life situation, this is my fault. I should not be throwing punches at you. But if that was the game, you lost the game because you got punched in the face. And the reason for bringing this analogy up is Walters doesn't even have the opportunity to teach Lomachenko that he's not going to throw the left hand after that. He doesn't even get the opportunity because because Lomachenko always believes that the punch is coming. He's always ready for it. He's always being defensively responsible. And it never gives him the opportunity to play the mind game aspect of boxing, right? That Lomachenko is dominating Walters with. Anyway, sorry if I hope that all made sense. But it's just one of the reasons why I'll say ABC fighters like Mikey Garcia, who, to his credit, he might not be an ABC fighter. He might be way better than that because he's blown his competition out of the waters every fight. So maybe he's better than I'm able to give him credit for, because I just haven't had to see him take it to the next level. But assuming that he is everything that he's shown in his fights, he's going to have a huge task ahead of him to be landing huge shots against Lomachenko because his defense is just so on point. Anyway, back to the film study. Jesus, I'm like... Look at... Walters just doesn't know what's happening, right? Lomachenko has shown him so many different guards. He doesn't know when it's safe to throw offense, when it's not. He never knows when Lomachenko's going to commit to a punch. And he's finding it, even though he's trying to counterpunch, and that's the role that he's playing, he's finding it extremely difficult for him to know when his openings are. Even right there, Lomachenko throws this little tiny left hand, and he's able to duck that straight right. You know, almost like he's baiting it, right? He's for all intents and purposes at this point, he's just toying with Walters. Easily stepping around him. Keeps his parry up if anything comes. Oh, there was a good shot from Walters. Catches him with a jab. And look at that. Catches him with a jab, and what does Lomachenko do? He waits for the right hand. He's looking for it. He knows it's coming, right? If there's any opportunity for it to come, it's after he actually catches him with a shot. So he pivots around, gives him angles, defensively responsible, and sees that Walters is not doing anything and says, hey, now I'm in position to punch, and starts letting off offense. Now, what Walters should be doing is he should be probing for offense. You know, he should be putting a hand on Lomachenko, you know, not throwing a punch, right? But if you just show him a hand, put it on his glove or put it on his head and make him move into a direction that your glove is not, you can eliminate the areas that that he may move when you throw that punch, right? So you like, I can't think of what it's called, but like deducing the outcomes, right? And maybe he'll put himself out of position, and you'll be able to land a huge right hand. But he doesn't control Lomachenko at all. Gives him all the time in the world that he needs to get out of position or get back into position. Because as you notice right here, after he takes that shot, if Walters followed up, right, because he knows where his head is now, he just hit him. For all intents and purposes, Lomachenko's out of position, but he doesn't do anything. Nothing going on there. Jabs, and their straights kind of collide with each other. Never seen that happen before. That could have been really good for Lomachenko, ducking it and catching him with the right hand. But also, he's also shown that he's able to mount offense off of his little level changes like this. Level change. And this is something really smart from Walters, right? After he misses a punch, he's like, oh shit, man, this is not going to end well for me. And he takes a step back. Unfortunately for him, if you look at his technique when he does it, he has to lean back first. So another instance in which if, much like in the first round, if Lomachenko had led with a jab first to close the distance and shuffled forward with lead foot dominance and thrown a left hand after, he could have landed a punch. But in this particular situation, I think that Lomachenko is trying to be more mindful of the straight left or the straight right from Walters, and moving like that gets his head slot away from Walters' right hand. Again, Walters bending at his waist, which is, fine. His head's a little bit too low. Part of that is that, he doesn't want to get hit. So he kind of, but Lomachenko really doesn't want to get headbutted. You'd think he was preparing to fight Andre Ward for his next fight. Oh, man. Beautiful. Beautiful boxing right there. So let's take a look at that. Throws the jab. He misses the jab, right? And he knows that Walters is setting something up. Takes lead foot dominance, right? No body shot coming because he threw the left hook. He pivots over here, right? And now he gets his hand onto Walters to control him. I should be doing this in slow-mo, so let me go back. So, trying to bait a shot. Gets him to shoot the shot. Takes lead foot dominance. Pivots in. Kind of a jab. It's more controlling, right? See how his hand doesn't come back. There's no snap on it. He goes to control Walters. But Walters has shown that whenever Lomachenko will take that angle, he will slide in and it'll make it look like Lomachenko's holding his head back. So what does Lomachenko do? He moves back over here, putting Walters completely out of position. Keeps a hand on him as he moves forward, boom, and catches him with a straight left. He doesn't throw the punch. Let's get back into it. I wish I had 1 second back, but he could have thrown the punch here, right? But he doesn't know if it's going to connect. But he just keeps controlling Walters with his left hand. As you see, his left hand never leaves him. All the way back up to his head, boom, and then throws the shot, follows him in, and continues to also control his left hand so he can't land the left to the body. And what can Walters do but hold his glove so he doesn't get beat up? Again, another adjustment from Lomachenko mid-fight. You know, this one might have taken him a little longer than you'd want, but before, Walters was just moving away and eating a right hand. Now he's trying to body up with Lomachenko. It looks right here, jab, and then Lomachenko kind of takes a sit back. Looks like he's baiting the jab. Oh, yeah, he is. So he takes a step back, catches him with the hook, and then the right hand. And you can see it, you know, before here. Jab, waiting for the counter. And just times it perfectly. Just toying with him. I think there was something else going on in there too. Oh, yeah. That's what I wanted to point out. So, this is just so brilliant. Look at what he's jabbing. Why does Walter's right glove fly so far back? Because that's what Lomachenko was jabbing to stop him from countering with the right hand. So he would force him to throw a shot with his left instead and just counters him off of it. Just brilliant boxing. I mean, what else can you say? I guess this is not going to be a short video. Not a lot going on here. I mean, there's probably a ton going on. What goes on here? Oh man, I had a really tough time figuring out like if anything happens here, because this happens really quick. But throws his jab and he times it, and Lomachenko is able to get his glove onto Walter's right glove. Notice it's not a punch to his chin because Walter's jab is not at home, so he couldn't block it if he wanted to, but he throws it at his right glove and then changes head slots. I think it was, you know, still not the best executed, but Walter still doesn't land any punches. But again, getting his glove on top of Walter's glove so he can't counter with his right hand. Brilliant boxing. I think he catches him with another shot there, but Walters goes to commit to something. Lomachenko takes outside the foot dominance. I think he eats a body shot, but I think he also lands a straight left of his own. And I can't really tell what Walters is doing there, but just dominating him. You know, he's putting him in nearly every position that he wants him in. Again, I think he's waiting and baiting the jab, and Walters is like, not this time. I think Yeah, he throws, I think Walters threw a jab on a timing that Lomachenko right there wasn't ready for. And Walters throws a straight left at the same time to Walters' glove. Oh, beautiful. So this is, we'll go back. This is really good. If it'll play. Jab. Knows the counter jab is coming. Throws his own counter jab after he baits Walters' jab. And look at how he gets his glove again on Walters' right glove right there. And then is able to throw a left hook. And then, like, not real, maybe a right inside right there. It doesn't matter. But it's just another example. Jab, counter jab. He rocks back, catches him with it, ducks the jab, and gets his jab out there to control Walters' right hand in case one is coming. Just in case, right? It doesn't even matter if Walters throws it. Because he believes him. He's like, hey, I know you got a good right hand. You don't need to prove it to me, bruh. A jab through the guard. I'm not even sure if it lands, but it's not even the point. He's shown so many jabs to the gloves of Walters that Walters doesn't even flinch. You know, he doesn't even realize that it's coming. And again, I think dips in. I think he's just still baiting more shots from Walters, trying to counter off his punches. So steps in with the jab, makes him think he's coming in. Because remember, a lot of times when he throws his jab and he's baiting, he's just throwing a probing jab, standing nearly completely still, right? And this time he uses a little shuffle forward, makes Walters think something's coming, gets him to counter, left hook over the top. And I think I'm not sure. Let's watch it again. Their feet kind of tangle. Yeah, sorry, I should have told you I was looking at their feet. Their feet kind of tangle as Walters is going for lead foot position and Lomachenko goes for it after his punch. And that stifles all the extra offense that Lomachenko was trying to put up right there. Nothing happened there. Smart move from Walters. You know, a little short left hook. Something that he hasn't shown Lomachenko before. Comes close to landing. Not the worst. Just schooling him. Dips down, shows him the look. Again, just so smart. Gets around the punch somehow and is able to shuffle in and land a body shot. And again, Walters trying to quote-unquote fight on the inside. And this time, Lomachenko's like, all right, bro. Man, I thought I told you last round, and punches him with a good shot in the head. I thought that was a pretty good shot. Goes in, controls Walters' left hand, throws a straight left. I'm not sure if it lands, but at this point, Walters is so apprehensive, he doesn't have any idea what Lomachenko is going to do. And this definitely lands. Jab, jab, waits for a counter, and follows it back. But Walters doesn't even get his glove out there to counter. I'm not sure what Walters is doing. You can't really tell. But just good timing. Oh, that was so good. So, I can't tell who punches first here. They might jab at the same time. And then Lomachenko can't parry it with his left hand, but winds up getting his left glove in front of it, stops him from landing a big right hand. Brilliant. Lomachenko, and then Walters misses the body shot, puts him out of position. I don't think he lands either of those shots, and then they kind of tie up again. But just really smart, you know, and then he's off of position, and Lomachenko is able to shoot in. Lomachenko, even though like nothing really landed there and he didn't land his punches, he's just doing everything right. Look at the face on his team members. All of them are just like, oh God. But you just can't put a price on defensive responsibility or like a responsible defense. And Lomachenko has shown that 24/7. There's never a time where he's not being defensively responsible. He knows when he's maybe in danger of taking a punch. And he's just ready for it. He's just an amazing fighter. He's got a great defense, and he sets his punches up so well. Walters has shown at this point in the round and in the fight that he doesn't really have any more audibles. He doesn't know where to go from here, because even though he's not fighting the same way, he's not the same fighter he was in round one, Lomachenko has made more adjustments and taken away the tools that he thought he was going to have in the fight to secure a victory. And he's just getting completely outclassed. In that probing area where I was saying that Walters should be probing him, I mean, he should be doing something. He doesn't have an active guard. He's not moving. Lomachenko, the only thing Lomachenko has to be thinking about is what he wants to do next, because Walters isn't giving him anything to think about. You could probably do like an entire series of anterior videos based on what Walters is not doing in this fight. Not that any of them could be proven to work against Lomachenko, because he's got such great adjustments. But anyway, I won't bore you anymore with like boxing theory or whatever, and I'll stick to what's going on in the fight. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you want to see what kind of fights you want to see, what kind of stuff is interesting to you about boxing, and I can see if I can find some tape about it. I've been watching a lot of Canelo fights the last couple days, and I think I'm going to do one on Canelo because he's a very popular fighter, even though I think the only people that are going to Google it and wind up seeing it are going to hate almost everything that I have to say about him. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Bye.